basketball. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the video. And as I always like to preface by saying, I am not a basketball expert, just a fan who's naturally obsessed. And in today's video, what we're calling the KD Watch, I'm trying to bring you guys a little bit of an update every day where we stand currently with the situation. And guys, I believe, based off of the lack of information that I'm being given, because realistically, guys, there's no information to give right now. We're still in the same spot, which for some of you, you've expressed concern. And for me, I'm not concerned at all, because being in the same spot we've been at tells me that the Phoenix Suns still have the favorite and best odds of getting Kevin Durant. And for those of you who have been around the channel for a little while, you guys know that I love Vegas odds. Are they right all the time? Absolutely not. You'd be ignorant to say so. But you'd also be ignorant to say that Vegas doesn't know what they're talking about and that they base their odds off of nothing. They know a lot more than both you and me. And guys, what's the number one thing Vegas wants to do? Take our money. They want to win. So they're going to do their very due diligence when it comes to betting odds. And the fact that in just about everywhere that I found today, because I've been looking at these odds every day. Yesterday, I did see a couple places that had the Raptors as the favorites. I even saw one yesterday where the Miami Heat were the favorites. But today, I don't think I saw anywhere where the Phoenix Suns were not the favorites. And the betting app that I like to use, which, I like to partake in a little occasional sports betting here and there, but I use the DraftKings app. And the DraftKings app does have betting odds for the Kevin Durant sweepstakes, and the Suns have been the favorite since the moment KD requested his trade. They soared within a few hours on that very day, and they've gone down a little bit, and we saw over the weekend the Raptors soared out of nowhere to the second best odds. But today, the most interesting thing, not only have the Suns remained the favorites, their odds went from, I believe this morning they were a minus 125 to right now, at the time of the recording of this video, they're a minus 110. The Raptors, though, for a vast majority of the day yesterday, they were at a plus 250. Right now, they're at a plus 350. But the most interesting part of these odds right now is the fact that the Brooklyn Nets are starting to soar in the odds. They now are at a plus 350 right now as far as where Kevin Durant's going to play next season. And a lot is going into this. I think the noise that we heard when Kevin Durant first requested this trade was it's inevitable, he's going to get traded. I still believe that's the case. Based off of everything I've heard previously to right now, I still believe that's the case. But I think the signings that they've made are kind of pinpointing why the odds could potentially be moving more so towards their favor. This morning they announced the signings of TJ Warren and Edmund Sumners, two guys that, if you look on paper, if both KD and Kyrie remained in Brooklyn, they could potentially they could fit very well and play off of KD and Kyrie's skill set very well. But even more so is the fact that now you have a lot of people on the East Coast and some people on the West Coast that are very plugged into the East Coast that are saying the Brooklyn Nets are operating, that it's business as usual, because if there is a solution here that involves Kevin Durant getting traded, it might not be for quite some time, meaning towards the end of the offseason potentially. I personally don't see that. I think we have hit a little bit of a delay, because not only have the Raptors come out of nowhere and they present a very lucrative package, if you will. There are conflicting reports on whether or not they'd be willing to throw in a Scotty Barnes. I kind of compare it to where the Phoenix Suns are at with the Mikal Bridges, that they want to do everything they possibly can to keep a Mikal Bridges and a Scotty Barnes for the Toronto Raptors. But if they want to get a deal done, I think that's going to be what has to be included to get it across the finish line at this point in time. It's all about how the Nets view said player. And as I've been saying, also, the Raptors can offer an easier trade than the Suns can, because whereas a deal it doesn't need to include DeAndre Ayton if you're the Phoenix Suns, but it would probably make the most sense to include a DeAndre Ayton, because the Nets cannot receive DeAndre Ayton without being hard capped. It would need to include a third team and be a 3-team trade, which is what makes it a little more difficult, because you're having so much salary spread around 3 teams. You need the numbers to be within so much of each other. It's a very complicated process, and the Toronto Raptors, they can just do the Raptors to Nets and that's it. But again, I ultimately do think, put yourself in a GM's shoes. This is why I always preach think outside the box, because it's so easy to sit there on your ass like I'm doing right now and be like, if I was an NBA GM, I'd just take the best available deal. It's simple. Guys, I know you're smarter than that. You know more about basketball than that. There is much more to it than just that, especially if the reality of the situation is we're dealing with a player-driven league, which is what the NBA is. And a definitive top 5, could argue top 3 player in the entire NBA is saying this is where I want to go. Guys, I know some of you don't want to believe that Kevin Durant has any leverage because he has the 4 years left on his deal. But guys, if you're that damn good in a player-driven league, you have leverage. It's not as much leverage as someone who's that good on a 1-year deal, like how Kawhi Leonard was thought of when he was traded in the last year of his contract, but he has leverage. And guys, I am not trying to say, for all you Toronto Raptors fans that have been giving me a hard time, I am not trying to say that I don't think Kevin Durant would want to play in Toronto per se, but he has named Phoenix specifically numerous times. There's so many ties to the Phoenix Suns that make sense. He loves Devin Booker. He loves Monty Williams. He respects the hell out of Chris Paul and James Jones. And guys, like, I'm sure he has respect for players over in Toronto. I'm sure he loves and respects the GM over there like I do, like most of the league does. He's a damn genius. And I know the Raptors were his favorite team growing up. And he said before, like 10 years ago, like, oh, I would love to play for Toronto. But guys, there's much more to it than that. No disrespect to the Toronto Raptors, but there just is, guys. I just don't know how many times I can say the same thing over and over again and it start making sense. And I know to most of you, this might not even apply, because I've had some very good conversations with a lot of you about this same situation. But every time I post a video, and granted, I understand we're a growing channel, we're attracting new viewers who don't know a damn thing about me and how I present myself. And if their first impression of me, especially being a Toronto Raptors fan, is me arguing against Kevin Durant going to the Toronto Raptors, I get it. No offense taken and no disrespect intended towards you guys. I'm just saying, I talk to a lot of people that know the situation much better than any of us. And I trust the people that I'm talking to. I understand that as a new channel, I'm trying to earn the credibility with you guys. But the little credibility that I do have, and I feel like I'm continuing to grow because, as I've mentioned several times, I've been on this Kevin Durant stuff for almost 2 months now. I was one of the first people on YouTube to bring this to people's attention. The only person that I know of that was hinting at this before I started making content about it was Flex. Other than that, and if you guys know of someone who was on this before me, please mention it in the comments down below because they deserve credit. I'm not trying to get credit, guys. like at all. Credit's nice, it feeds my ego, but I'm just a fan who's naturally obsessed, and I know how excited I got when I got a hint that this might happen. I try to spread that to you guys. Even if you're not a Suns fan, if you're a basketball fan, like, let's try to find some enjoyment out of it. Or if you want to talk shit about the player, like, chances are, in a lot of cases, I'll join you. You know what I mean? Like, this is supposed to be a fun environment for us to not only just get to know each other, talk about hoops, but I want to learn from you guys. That's why I always welcome all opinions. Like, absolutely, if you present your disagreement with me in a disrespectful way, like, yeah, that shit ain't gonna fly, because I will always approach you guys with the utmost respect when I'm coming at you in disagreement. So I expect the same thing in return. But difference of opinion, guys, always welcome on this channel, and you will always get an open mind from me. And I promise you guys this, we're gonna close with this because I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my night, like I hope you will too. I'm still, with the utmost confidence, convinced the Suns are going to get this thing done. It's just a matter of time, and I wish I had an exact time I could give you guys, because I'm dying for it myself. Like, I haven't spent so much time on my phone, and I can't even tell you how long. I want to be able to be like, okay, this is done, turn the phone off for a day and not worry about it. But guys, like, I get it. I get that this is a very anxious and stressful situation, but I have to believe, guys, the finish line is in sight. It's just a matter of getting there. And I also promise you guys this, I might not have new information for you every day. I might not make content every day. If there's a day that goes by that I don't make content on this specific situation, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing, guys. It just means nothing's really changed. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't post content on this situation, guys, it's no reason to panic or anything like that. And I also promise you this, I'm a fair guy. When I'm right, I'm right. And when I'm wrong, again, if you've been with the channel for a while, you know, I'm the first one to admit it, and I own it. If I get any hint that this is not looking like it's going to happen, you have my word. I'll make some content about it, and I'll put it out there, guys. Like, there's no reason to continue to hype it up if I think it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? I'd much rather get it out there, get everyone prepared, instead of just having that epic letdown. So you guys have my word on that. If I get any word that this might not happen, I will make content about it. But let me know how you guys are feeling. I hope if you're a Suns fan, this kind of eased your mind a little bit. If it didn't, please let me know why in the comments down below. And if you're not a Suns fan, if you're a Raptors fan, if you're a Nets fan, if you're just any fan, a basketball fan, let me know what you're thinking about this. But I really do appreciate you guys watching. Again, I've said it in the last couple videos, but the fact that we're where we are right now on this channel, so young, it's very humbling, guys. And you guys are making this so much more enjoyable than I ever could have imagined it could be. And I look forward to all the content we're going to be making going forward. But again, guys, I appreciate you watching. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, guys.